My question is for Christopher. I loved you on Life Unexpected. I wanted to know how your character on this show is different from Nate.
Completely different. Baze was this very sort of, immature man-child. Like I said, he had a Peter Pan syndrome and he didn't want to grow up and he didn't really know what he was going to do with his life. And then all of a sudden, Lux comes into it and he is forced to grow up and mature. When I read Ringer, the thing that I was attracted to about Henry is he's this really sophisticated, you saw a little glimpse of it like in the museum, like he was like in this debonair tuxedo and the hair, like all of it. So he's a completely different character, he's mature. And what I love about the idea of Ringer with all the duplicity is that I don't even know where Henry's headed. However, I have confidence in the creators and the writing team to know that there's going to be this really enjoyable ride. So while Life Unexpected was this very sort of, sweet, kind of homegrown, it was a big-hearted TV show. Ringer feels like this. I mean, and with all due respect to Life Unexpected, because Life Unexpected, has my heart, but Ringer feels like this amazing machine that's in motion. The script, when I read it, was like Twin Peaks and sexy and fun, and then Sarah's, coming back to television. It just is a really cool thing. So there was a lot of things that kind of brought me to Henry. But he is a writer, and he is a little rumpled.
Hi, this question is for Sarah. First of all, I want to say I love you. You're amazing. I'm glad that you're back. But in this role that you got, siblings, like I fight with my siblings all the time. So do you have siblings of your own or family members where you can get that reality of?
That's interesting, actually, because I don't have any siblings. And as an only child growing up, you do look at things differently. And so I've had to rely on both people that have siblings and people that have twins too, because from what I understand, there's a very different bond between siblings and between twins, especially identical twins, because they lose a lot of their own identity within each other. And a lot of twins have told me that they don't feel, when their twins not around, they don't feel completely whole. And so to have these sisters that were that close, who have not spoken in all those years, and it's certainly been an adventure for me in understanding that relationship.
You should stand up and then come back as your twin. You should leave
just like
the
wardrobe
stage.
change, like
no,
really
leave the
quick
stage and
disco
then come
change.
back okay, hey guys, what I miss?
Making me sound a little crazy there, Chris.
No, be your twin sister.
I am my own twin.
Hi, this question is for Nestor. You were amazing as Richard on Lost.
Thank you.
Thank you. And except for certain parts, we didn't see very much of his personal life over a very long life. So I was wondering if we're going to see any of Victor's personal life on the show, or we will remain a mysterious character.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. As far as I know so far, I haven't gotten much of a glimpse of his personal life, but I kind of like it that way. I so enjoyed the ride I got to do on Lost, and the mystery and the way we worked, which is not dissimilar to this in that I only knew what I was shooting that week, and then I always thought I knew the answer, and then next week I was completely wrong. And I really learned to love working that way, and I'm actually asking not to know from the writers where it's going, because I just want to sort of play the moment. So right now I don't see anything, nothing on the page yet as to his personal life, but I can only imagine, like you guys were saying, there'll be some nasty twists, which I'm looking forward to.
Nicole and Eric, do you want to add anything to that? Will we be seeing some of Victor's personal life?
Yes, we will. And I hope it involves Bridget.
Or Siobhan, either.
Or Siobhan, either one. Yeah, I really don't care.
All right. First of all, welcome back, Sarah,
or both.
the
Yes.
CW.
Thank you.
My question is, where did Ringer, how did it develop? Where'd you get it from, the idea?
Oh, it's not my idea. This is completely from the insane minds of Nicole and Eric.
It was just an open question.
Oh.
To any of you.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, explain.
No, I'm sorry. I feel terrible.
Eric and I have been writing together for a very long time. We wanted to write a neo-noir because that was a subject and a genre that interested us. We wrote this script in a bubble. We never in a million years, our representation didn't know, nobody knew, didn't tell my husband. I said, I'm writing something, leave us alone. we gave this to everyone thinking, it's never going to see the light of day. No one is going to fall for it. And then we got Sarah Michelle Gellar to fall for it. And then 2 networks. It's amazing. So yeah, the idea came from how can we make a really cool neo-noir on television, live up to some of the great shows that are on TV now, like Lost and Damages and Breaking Bad, and really kick it, you know, knock the ball out of the park.
Ditto.
Yeah, ditto.
Next question.
Hi, my question is for Sarah, and I was wondering if you're going to put any of, Buffy into these new characters that you're going to be playing.
Me, Sarah, right?
Yeah.
Goodness. I think the question is there's always a little bit of Sarah in the characters, because let's be honest, I'm playing them. So at the end of the day, I hope that the similarities are that they're 3-dimensional characters that the audience roots for. So in that sense, yes. And I hope she goes through some more walls. And I got to shoot a gun, and Buffy never got a gun. And that was very exciting to me that I got to shoot the gun. But then yesterday I had a chain, was it not a chainsaw? What was it?
It was a slide.
A skill saw.
A skill saw, and that thing I did not like. I did not like that thing at all, and I never want to use that again.
Ringer.
Ever.
Duly noted.
Ever.
We hear you. Next question, please.
Hi, my question is for Sarah. First of all, I loved you on Buffy. But my question was, Buffy was such a relatable character to so many people, and I was wondering, do you worry about that relatability at all, since we've heard so much talk about these characters all being duplicitous and moral ambiguity? How do you intend to relate Bridget and Siobhan to the audience?
By bringing humanity. I remember when I read the script for Cruel Intentions, everybody told me, I knew I wanted to play Catherine, and everyone kept telling me that I was in the wrong role and that I should be playing the Annette character. And I kept saying, no, and everyone said, no, but you're going to alienate your fans, and that's not what you do. And I thought, but if I can bring humanity to Catherine and I can make people root for her, that's really cool. And that's what I'm trying to do with both Bridget and Siobhan. It's easier with Bridget, again, because Bridget's story is a story of redemption. She's sorry for what she's done, for the mistakes that she's made, and she's trying to not just make up for those, but to help other people who are in similar situations. And for Siobhan, a very, God, this is so hard. I feel like I'm going to trip up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next question.
This question is primarily for the writer-producers. Since you've got 3 actors up here from the superhero genre, obviously not exclusively, the sort of archetypal mythology and the supernatural, and this may be something you can't even answer yet because it's a plot thing, but is there any kind of supernatural component to this series, or is it grounded strictly in film noir reality?
There will be no vampires, no demons, nothing supernatural. Sorry, guys.
And no hatch.
And no hatch.
And no button.
Island.
And no button.
Except for Long Island. That's it.
It's a very different island.
It's a very different island.
Are we going to watch, though?
Yeah.
That's great. Just needing to know what set of expectations to bring to life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good answer.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Hello. So my question's for Sarah. I was just curious how, as an actress, you go from doing a scene as Siobhan to a scene as Bridget, to obviously distinctive different characters. Though they do have the connection, how do you, as an actress, bring yourself to go from one character to another so quickly?
Well, I think the bottom line is, all actresses are crazy. And so, it helps that I'm already slightly schizophrenic anyway. No. By remembering what drives each character. Of course, the hair and makeup does help, specifically when you're doing the past scenes where it's more specific who they are. But as long as I keep in the back of my head, when I'm Bridget, why Bridget is making the choices that she's making and why she's doing the things, then it's really easy to be Bridget. And the same goes for Siobhan. And I think, I don't want to speak for the other actors, but I think the same thing goes for anybody playing any role, is that why am I doing this? What's my objective? What's my goal? And what are the reasons that I'm doing it? And so it's just paying a little more attention, but I'm a detail-oriented person, so it works well for me.
Sarah, you actually told me earlier that you feel like you're playing 5 characters.
Well, I do sometimes because there's Bridget and Siobhan, you know, in the present. Then there's the flashbacks, which span from teenage years, and don't worry, I will not be playing the teenage twins. I don't kid myself that much. Although Johan might be. And the ageless Nestor. And then there's Bridget pretending to be Siobhan, who I refer to as Chevette. So those are my 5 characters.
Do any of the others have nicknames, or they're just all... Chevette is the one that has her own
Handsome.
Yes.